has finally come together. Justice League is here. DC's answer to a group of superheroes coming together. And pretty much DC's response to Marvel's Avengers. Carl, how's the story?
General Zod 3.0. Every single person wants to terraform the earth. That's pretty much it. Steppenwolf was very forgettable. Yes, I didn't like Aquaman. He was just there. He was eye candy for the girls. That's all. He was there to be objectified. Superman was OP.
Bullshit. The guy shouldn't have come to one-man army the entire thing. You know here, if he's coming back, guy's been buried for how long? No sunlight. Came back full powers. I know I come to explain that mother box bullshit, but still, and he came to beat all of them. He's supposed to be on par with Wonder Woman, but the nigga just came and fucked everyone's shit up.
And they were all like trying to see where he's at. And he was, yo, that whole scene. Him just like blowing Aquaman away, like Flash, turning his eyes, seeing Flash. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, Flash seeing his eyes, seeing Flash, oh my God. It was so cool.
Yeah. And he manhandles Steppenwolf.
Is this guy still bothering you?
He wasn't trying. He was making jokes. He was like, is this guy still bothering you?
Yeah.
Honestly, I have a problem with that because it took Zeus, Artemis, Ares, the combined might of humans, Atlanteans, Amazonians, and they couldn't defeat the guy. Superman shows up, no, bam.
Is this guy still bothering you?
Bam. So that means Superman can beat Zeus in this.
Oh, of course, obviously.
Okay, another thing is,
the first time Steppenwolf came, he came with like ships, maybe had a bigger army.
Yes.
Wonder Woman. But it's Steppenwolf. You know, in that scene, they didn't actually beat Steppenwolf.
Yes,
he ran away.
Yeah. What do you think about the story?
It was a simple story actually, and then that helped the pacing of the movie. There was never a dull moment. Although the story was flawed, but the way it was simple actually made us get into the movie and then actually follow the storyline. It moved from one scene or one set piece to the other without feeling like, well, that was a stretch. Do you get it? For that, I admire the fact that the storyline was simple.
It needed more time. Okay, I can't really say because I haven't seen what Zack Snyder was doing. So, I mean, maybe it needed more time, maybe it didn't. Maybe it was trash from the beginning. But the plot is not really good. They have gaping holes in the plot. You can see it. It's very obvious. And that's bad. Very, very bad.
I actually agree with him because they didn't have enough time. It was just 2 hours, 1 hour, 59 minutes.
Yes.
It wasn't a lot of time to get so much awesomeness, but they really tried. So it was quaint. They wrapped it up nicely. Yeah, it was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Black Super Saiyan. What's good?
After the whole run.
What was the question?
The story. How do you find the story, the plot?
The plot.
What plot?
I think the plot could have been better if they had more time, or if they had taken their time into consideration and made a simpler, more powerful plot. I think the issue was that they are trying to catch up to Marvel so much so that they want to have a slew of characters and have them instantly connect and instantly have a rapport and instantly have backstories and instantly go and do battle. So it's a lot to take. So nobody is developed as much. I keep saying this thing. People don't like it. It felt like a pilot episode of a Netflix. Chai! I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
But yeah, I felt like so I went to season episode 2 because what's happening?
Okay, so you support Black Super Saiyan?
Yeah, actually support like between this and this. It was very simple and like it's nothing that you don't miss anything from not seeing. The plot is very hollow. It's very okay. It's
meh.
It's
It's
cool. I mean, Goldilocks story is more interesting.
It's basic.
Orlando, what do you think
about the story and plot?
Yeah.
The premise, everything is pretty epic.
Epic.
Ultimate evil comes. He has to get 3 things from these places. So it's like a heist movie. Form your team. He goes, he gets this guy, gets that guy. It's all right.
Dixie?
It was an overly simplified story. It was meant just for the fans. This whole movie was purely fan service. And I love Joss Whedon and all of that. I mean, I've seen him in do Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've seen him do Firefly. I've seen him do Avengers 1 and 2. And
Thor.
Yes, darling. But listen, he's a good writer. He's a good director and all. He throws so much humor in. But it just felt like, where was the plot? Batman suddenly knows that the parademons need fear to feed on. Who has told him that? How much research has he done? How did Lex?
Batman.
No. Jeff. He's Batman.
No, but let's be realistic. I mean, I understand when Wonder Woman comes in and explains who Steppenwolf is and all of that, but before that, he magically knows what's happening, and it doesn't work.
He had a dream in BVS.
He
had a dream.
Don't let me even
BVS.
go back to BVS and come back to this story.
BVS is the greatest movie
Right?
of all time.
But-
Just by the way.
It was sort of like, what is his purpose? What does he want other than conquer the world? And for his mother and for Darkseid, what does he want? There's a bit where he's saying that, what's her name? The queen of the Amazons, Hippolyta, says that she's going to love him. And I'm like, is this really because you are in love with her? What is happening?
Oti, you love DC. You are dressed up as Batman. You are Batman.
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Look, Carl said something. He's like,
Supposed to be profound.
yeah, DC is supposed to be profound. I think people have all these expectations of the DC universe, and we tend to forget that the universe is just starting, right? So we're only 4 movies in. Suicide Squad doesn't count. So it's just Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, and Justice League. Suicide Squad is a documentary.
It doesn't
Anyway,
exist.
so
It's an ad.
it's
an information.
So you have all these
It's an information.
crazy expectations of a universe, of a movie universe that's only, what, 3 years in. Marvel have been doing this for almost 10 years, probably over 10 years if I can remember.
9.
And yeah, so you're coming with these expectations that, oh, you know, DC, they have these crazy villains.
We are not coming with expectations.
You're coming with expectations because
You are the ones creating the expectations.
You're comparing the Nolan verse to the
We are
current
not comparing
Snyder verse.
anything. You guys want to go
You're basing your
with
expectations
Marvel.
of the Snyder verse from the Nolan verse.
Analogy does not come.
No,
It's not the same guy that Watchmen.
No.
That's the same guy that did Watchmen.
And Watchmen is top 2 superhero movies of all time.
That was
yes,
very profound.
yes,
I expected
yes,
that in the same
yes.
in this movie.
Personally, the story, I mean, you can tell. It's so obvious that this movie was chopped up. I mean, it's not their fault based on the time where Warner Brothers told them to reduce from 2 hours, 50 minutes to less than 2 hours. It's not their fault, but if you're going to do a good job at cutting, I honestly felt like there were more scenes that could have been eliminated. Like Lois talking to Martha Kent. Unnecessary. What was the point of that? Eliminate that and add something else. And the fact that there were scenes in the trailer that didn't show up in the movie was very bad.
Okay, so the CGI, computer generated
Imaging.
Okay, yeah. It's quite unfortunate, but we become very entitled. I mean, you go back to old movies, you see Superman flying and you can tell. Nowadays, like, Superman was flying and like it was natural. It looked like that was his ability. So I don't want to talk about those things when it comes to CGI.
CGI, I am going to give the movie a 0 over 10. Wait, what's the scale? The scale is 1 to what? The scale is anything you want to make. Yeah, it's a 0 because something is only as strong as its weakest link. Like a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And already, I'm a big Marvel fan. So I'm already coming to the cinema skeptical. I'm already like, And then the very first scene is like these kids on Snapchat talking to Superman, and his mouth.
Yeah.
How much did they pay for that?
70 million.
So they paid $15 million to do the reshoot for the beard removal.
For the mouth, it was not possible.
Well, I feel like they need their money back. They should give them their money back.
No, but was it so bad?
Terrible. Terrible.
But it's because
But what's horrible?
It was just very
It was very glaring.
Really bad.
It was like one of those Snapchat filters.
Yeah.
No, but the problem for me was
Can we talk about
the Snapchat.
Yeah.
And he kept talking like this. He just
Yeah, that's
It was like his beard was in his mouth.
When the trailers came out, people were complaining about Cyborg CGI, and when they showed us a little bit of Steppenwolf, people too were complaining. But then
when the movie came out and then I watched it, I realized that Steppenwolf's CGI was better when it was a close shot, but when it's far from him, it's actually that bad. But Cyborg, it was good in all aspects, whether it was a close shot or it was a long range shot. So yeah, I think it's pretty average.
They use CGI in a lot of scenes where practical effects would have worked fine.
Cyborg,
yes,
like
cyborgs, you have Ciaran Hinds or Mans Raider. You have freaking Mans Raider.
Karen. He's Karen.
Ciaran.
Say his name.
Can we move on?
Moving on.
You have Mans Raider, and you CGI him throughout an entire movie. This guy is a fantastic actor. If you let him just put on a little makeup and be Steppenwolf, so epic.
And hold up, you know what? They didn't
Well, make him like Apocalypse. That's what.
No, not make him like Apocalypse, but kind of like the way what's his name? Ghost went from like large dog to direwolf, like that. They could have done that with him. And Ciaran Hinds is a fantastic actor. He's amazing, and he's also a fantastic voice actor. But they took him and they ruined his voice too.
I just didn't like that the main villain looked like a really huge toy.
You can tell the CGI. It's that uncanny valley. You know when the CGI is supposed to look realistic, but it doesn't.
So our general consensus is that for a $300 million movie, CGI was bad. Moving on, we go to sound.
The soundtracks are really nice, especially the one in the beginning.
I don't know what the song is called. I've been trying to find that song.
Everybody Knows.
It was very hard.
The slow motion.
Like it was very.
It's very Snyder. Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Everybody Knows, right? I can't remember the person's name, but that song was really nice. I was really like rocking to it. Yeah.
That part was really, really good.
They did well introducing us to the kind of music we'll be hearing during the movie.
Sad this one
with the trailers actually.
I had a chance to listen to the score quite a lot of times before I watched the movie, so I expected some of the score to play out with the plot.
One thing I liked about it is they using the themes of Superman from back then and then Batman and the animated version of the animated series of Justice League actually. Yeah, they used that and I really loved it. And especially when they opened the Genesis chamber and then Man of Steel theme actually played a little bit, and also the Lex Luthor scene. You could actually hear Lex Luthor's.
You can hear Lex Luthor's.
It was really cool, and it felt like the same moments when Doctor Strange appeared in Thor. You see the way it transitioned from Thor's soundtrack to Doctor Strange's. It was fresh, and I really liked it. It made me miss Man of Steel actually.
There were soundtracks in the movie.
Apart from like soundtracks and stuff, right? The soundtracks are good. Like, you know, Come Together was dope. Everybody knows it's good. But the sound design itself, 3 places.
What is the sound design?
So the sound design is basically how you make sounds appear real. So a lot of times they don't pick the sound from the mic, right? So they actually create the sound.
With the punches
the first one, and when Cyborg meets Wonder Woman, you can hear very subtly. You can hear
him wiring.
Yes,
him wiring.
It was so cool.
Let's move to characters.
How big Superman was.
I mean, okay, Black Super
Character development.
Zero.
Look,
Zero.
I'm gonna say this honestly from the bottom of my heart, right? I've been a fan of Batman for a long time, like Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because of Jeremy Irons.
Yes, his Alfred is perfect.
And my love for Jeremy Irons goes back to Disney when he played Scar in The Lion King. So I've always been a fan of Jeremy Irons, right? So because of that, I don't touch Affleck's Batman because I'm just like, it's too personal, right?
Yeah. Batman, my guy. My guy was supposed to be the leader because he didn't have any superpower. I don't know, my guy. I mean, they put him in his place. I mean, they made him realistic because when everyone has powers, what in Kwan you come to do? Come to swing around and just throw your money everywhere. Every scene, Mercedes-Benz, we get it. He's rich. Sponsorship, that's what he was there for.
Batman, unimpressive.
Let's move on from there. Wonder Woman, she's alright. We know.
She's been built
for me, I found it interesting because you know that feminist argument about how female superheroes were almost nothing.
Yes.
There's a shot where she's getting down from the jet. Ooh,
I was like, she was fine. She had two cool scenes. The one where she was like with the machine gun. I don't like that she keeps trying to block with that stupid thing. It's not realistic. And the part where she balanced Batman. That'll make you know for cop because we are all here, we are all playing, but you really no get purpose. So slow down. She tried.
Cyborg.
Do this to my man.
No backstory.
Zero.
There's no development. There's nothing there.
They just threw the story.
There's nothing there. Aquaman.
The same.
If I hadn't known about Aquaman for this movie, I'd have been wondering what's happening.
If anyone was not developed well, it was Aquaman.
He's just like eye candy.
Yes,
He was right, and I'm thinking to myself, this is our guy who handles water. But in the scene where the dam explodes,
he couldn't.
Orlando, I'm like, bro, what the water? The guy's like,
He was and it was just a dam.
I was like, so what happened with the Atlantic
Ocean, but okay, yeah.
So I think there are a lot of plot holes, and the character it's as if this movie was Superman and his friends.
It was called Justice League, but we didn't really need all of the other characters because Superman comes in and he's like miracle cream. If you have an issue, put some Superman on it. Flash is trying to save the city. He's trying to save a town. He's able to save a family of like 4. Superman comes flying by. He's carrying like the whole of Villaggio on his head. Okay, Cyborg is the only person who can split the mother boxes, but he can't do it well enough. He needs help. Put some Superman on it. Superman comes, splits it up. Aquaman and Wonder Woman are fighting Steppenwolf. They know they see top. Superman comes along. Are you having, like, is he still bothering you? Put some Superman on it. Like, it was the Justice League, but Superman was just the center of everything. You have the girls crying about his death. They can talk about it. He was the whole thing.
I feel like Obi is being unfair about Cyborg, right? Because if you look at from the start of the movie, right? Snyder was actually obviously trying to do something with the Cyborg character. Cyborg is supposed to be a tragic college football athlete
which we see in the trailer.
You know?
But we don't see in the movie.
Relax. Right, and he's been burdened by this thing. He can't even call it a gift because he's lost all possibility of a normal life. And in the beginning of the movie, you can tell that he's having a fight with the computer that is trying to take over him. Like Victor Stone is disappearing while Cyborg is completely taken over. And that was actually a very important plot point that should have been followed through on.
They touched on it, but they didn't
touched on it, but they abandoned it later, which is a problem. But Cyborg was actually a very complex, multi-layered character. And he's more than just the IT of the team. He's the heart and soul of Justice League.
Will you keep quiet?
He is the heart and soul of Justice
Listen, it's not like a plot device because the plot points, the story that was started, what Snyder started was just
they just
left. They just left it. They just left it.
What I think about DC is that they relied a lot on how the fans know about their characters.
Yes,
good.
It's good. When they rely too much on like fanboy knowledge instead of making movies for
CW shows for the people, like for everyone. So when it comes to Marvel, they take Class B or Class C characters and they make you care about them.
Make them popular.
Do you get it? But then with the pacing of this movie, it was choppy. Like he gathered the mother boxes way too quickly. We were introduced to the characters and then their backgrounds way too quickly. So when I started reading about the movie or when they started the movie, I knew Cyborg will be an integral part of it because they are dealing with mother boxes and one mother box actually created him. Do you get it?
Yes.
So he is an integral part of it. I knew that he was going to be the one to send the parademons away. He was the one who was going to handle boom tubes and all that. I expected something like that. Good. So I knew Cyborg was going to have a huge role in it.
So it's pretty obvious that we have a lot to say about this movie. Too much. But let's just cut it short. Carl, what do you think about this film? Altogether, everything, and your rating.
It was really good. It went really fast. went really fast, and it's ruined. I'm not really a Batman fan, but it's ruined whatever it is that has been established about Batman. In this movie, he's been torn down, and he's ruined for the universe, for the rest of the universe.
Okay.
Going on, yeah.
Do you believe, or do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score?
I don't care about them.
Oh, but do you think it deserves?
Yes, because they are looking at the technicalities.
Okay.
I was gonna give it an 8, but on account of the writing and the CGI, I think I'll give it a 7.5.
It's a 5.
8.7.
After seeing it a second time and being slapped in the face so many times with the flaws of the movie, I think it's a 7.5.
It was it's not a great movie. It's a good movie, right? I don't really look. I can't really ignore the flaws in the movie, and I mean for the past year, I've been defending Batman vs Superman, and
you were sitting by me in the cinema screaming. Remember that?
And when I came out of Justice League, I didn't have to defend it. It was something that everybody had a good time watching, and I'm actually finally glad I don't have to defend DC movies anymore. The DCEU is on the right track. It's a shame that some of the character developments was just abandoned and ignored halfway through the movie.
Make the characters fun.
Yeah, it was. That's a shame, but it's a good movie.
I actually liked elements of the cinematography. I liked the shots. There were a lot of close-up shots. There was a lot of panning as well. Like the very subtle things that brought life to the movie. I just wish that they had enough time, or they had shortened and simplified the plot to make it more effective. I think that it was rushed.
Overall movie, altogether, I'll give it a 7. It didn't deserve what it got on Rotten Tomatoes. It was not a rotten movie, but it was not certified fresh. It was in there. It deserved a 60+, but it was nowhere near 75%. So I'll give it a 7.
Overall, 7 out of 10. Which is a very good score. Because I mean, it's not like there's any 10 over 10 or something. But like 7 out of 10, 7.5. I make hype for the movie because I was really ready to be disappointed with the whole BVS Wonder Woman bullshit. But this one, them try. 7.5. Don't get an 8, but when people say it's a shit movie, I saw the scores, I was like, wow. I went to watch the thing. 7.5 out of 10. They have tried. Allow. People won't get any better. I mean, you might, but then they'll have to fire everyone and redo the movie. But 7.5, go and see it. It's a good, decent movie. Finally.
This episode was brought to you in conjunction with The Geek Score.
Follow us on Twitter at The Geek Score and Couch Critics at CouchCritics_.
And if you like this video, remember to hit the like button down below, subscribe, and ring that little bell over there so you get notifications.